Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the 2026 IPF World Sub Junior and Junior Equipped Powerlifting Championships. We're live from Sun City, South Africa, and we're presented by Elico and SBD. My name is Alexandre Nodin. I'll be your host today, and to my right is Brian Lynch from New Zealand, coaching, handling, doing the numbers for Team New Zealand, and being a commentator. How's that going for you?
So far, so good. I mean, I have the best seat in the house at the commentary desk, except maybe from reffing. That's also a pretty good seat.
It is also a pretty good seat. You'll be refing what, 2 sessions, 3 sessions?
Yeah, 2 sessions later in the week,
So
but
doing
not
it all during this championship.
multiple hats.
So for this morning flight, we have three weight classes: the 63s, 69s, and 76s, both sub-junior and juniors. We're starting off with the sub-juniors, six of them. We have squat openers ranging from 130 kilos to 212.5 for none other than Anastasia Olentia, a well-known name out of Ukraine. She's gonna be leading the charge since she's alone, but what she's fighting for might be records. We'll see that in the long run. She's starting off hot with a 212.5 opener. The clock has ticked down. First athlete out is Kobe Millet from South Africa. She's opening with 130 kilos. Forecasted third in the weight class, but we've seen surprise arise when the World Championship rolls around. We'll see. If she does a bomb out, it's a guaranteed podium. Forecasted second is the Mongolian Mukunskitek from, I'd say, yeah, a little bit of a gap in between the two, but we've seen Mongolians open very high and then fail to get another lift on the board. Everything can happen. It starts off with that squat at 130 kilos.
With equipped lifting, anything can happen. We can't kind of make any judgment calls from the nominations because things can go south or go well very quickly.
I'd say that was more than a decent opener, very light. Three white lights, she's on the board. What is interesting is that she had a pretty wide stance for someone that squats with that much of a high bar positioning. Lots of knee flexion, still utilizing a wide stance. Interesting, we'll see how that turns out with more weight on the back.
Next out, we'll have our Mongolian lifter with 162.5 kilos on the bar. It is a short flight of sub-junior women this morning. We've only got 6 of them, so they're going to have to be keeping an eye on the time, making sure they're wrapping in time to get on the platform, but also not wrapping too early.
Yeah, they'll be maybe what, 2 or 3 minutes out of their reps before wrapping again.
Yeah, the good thing is they're not going to get cold between lifts because it is quite chilly here in Sun City this morning.
Yeah, I know it doesn't sound true when you say it like that, but in the morning it kind of is a little cold. 20 seconds to try and get that squat command.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like she's in much of a rush, so she's probably pretty confident. Or not aware of the clock ticking down. She's on 10 seconds now.
Yep, talk about beating the buzzer. 5 more seconds to try and receive that command. And on the dot.
On the dot, not a second to spare. And 3 white lights, a really beautiful opener from our Mongolian lifter. I would probably try and get to the platform with a little bit more time to spare, just in case margin for error.
I mean, you want technique to be optimized, but you can also optimize the clock to be inside the wrap for as little time as possible.
Our next lifter out is Juliet Brewer with 167.5 kilos, another USA lifter. Team USA has been firing on all cylinders already this week. By this week, I mean yesterday.
Yeah, a whole lot of golds. Multiple lifters from Team USA collecting 4 golds in their weight classes.
Absolutely, I almost know their national anthem off by heart already.
That's a solid start from Juliet, but she's gonna have to be on her A game because, yeah, she's the favorite, but not by a landslide. Behind her, there's Team Romania that's pushing.
The bar is loaded.
Our next lifter out will be Roxana from Romania, 172.5.
It's good to see the two rivals go at it back to back so we can kind of gauge who's where on the day.
Roxana is sporting the championships t-shirt. It's for sale at the SBD stand here, and I imagine they're going to sell out pretty quick.
Yeah, that's a fire design.
A really wide stance there from the Romanian lifter. 2 to 1.
Put you on
One
here.
from this
Round
close
one,
side for
Romanian lifter,
depth.
Chinese Taipei
I think
for
wide stance
160.
lifters do run that risk of looking a little bit higher than they are.
I mean, based on the replay, which is from the angle that received the watch, she should be fine. I see head nodding from our jury members, but you don't want to like rely on the jury multiple times to give you the head nod. Okay, this one passes.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love to rely on the refs in the chair because they are perfectly qualified to do that. And it's easy to make reffing calls right from the commentary box. I mean, it's a little bit more anxiety inducing when you've got the buzzer in your hand.
You would know.
I would know. I'll chuck on my blue scarf for commentary.
I think we might be having an issue with rack heights here, because our next lifter from Chinese Taipei doesn't seem that tall.
No, and one of our spotters and loaders just went over and asked her about it. That looks slightly more appropriate height for our lifter.
The bar is loaded.
The bar is loaded now for Pei Ying Yu from Chinese Taipei. Always bringing a super competitive equipped team to the championships.
Yeah, it was already the case last year in Costa Rica. We do not expect any other thing here in Sun City.
Pei Ying will be chasing Juliet Brewer down for the sub-junior 69 totals. She does have a bigger squat, but I think she is falling behind when it comes to bench and deadlift. It is 3 white lights, a good opener. These ladies are nailing their openers so far. With classic lifting, you can almost guarantee that everyone's going to get their openers, but with equipped, anything goes.
I mean, you would say that, but I've seen classic lifters fail their openers.
It's less
The
common,
bar is loaded.
depending on who's coaching them. We now have Anastasia from Ukraine, 212.5 kilos, a sub-junior under 63 lifter. This is a diabolical squat opener. Oh dear. Good catch by the spotters and loaders. She needs to reset. She does have 35 seconds left on the clock, and this is the thing with equipped, is it can go south quickly.
Talk about quickly.
Yeah, I was a little bit concerned about depth from the side, but with a stumble such as that in her walkout, I'm not surprised. I probably would have cut depth as well.
But you know what? I'm not too worried. This has happened to her in the past, and she's a very experienced lifter. She's the world record holder in the squat event with 226.5.
Okay.
So I'm fully expecting her to get her squat on the board. And to be honest, I would not be
The bar
surprised
is
for them to
loaded.
still jump up a little bit of weight.
Absolutely. I mean, if she is an experienced lifter, which it sounds like she is, it should be all good. We now have a Kobe from South Africa coming out to 135, just a 5 kilo jump up from her opener. As I said earlier, this is a really short flight, 6 lifters, so the ladies don't have a huge amount of time between lifts.
A little more of a grinder, but I wouldn't say RP10.
Time to bar for Juliet Brewer of
Yeah, it was a little bit of effort, but nothing out of the ordinary for a second attempt, I think. She did get one for depth on the side that you can see there on the replay, but I think it looks pretty comfortable.
How much would you add on to that for the third?
It's easy to make coaching decisions from here as well.
That's why I'm asking.
I could probably go another
The bar
5
is
kilos
loaded.
for our South African lifter.
You have all the angles, you would know.
We've got Juliet Brewer now from the United States, 177.5 kilos, a 10 kilo jump up.
Still forecasted first in the weight class, but not in provisional gold with this squat.
No, but we do have Pei Ying Yu coming out later. The good thing is with this short flight is we'll be able to keep a really close eye on the battles.
No lift and multiple technical foul signal here. 3 yellows and one of the refs even pressed 2 colors. Red for depth and yellow.
The bar is loaded.
I see Team USA coming up to the jury. I don't know what it could be negotiating for. It's 3 reds, and it was clear to see that she did not respect the command.
The Team USA coach has been sent away from the jury table. I don't know if they are going to allow an extra attempt. I don't think so. She might just have to come back and get that on her third. We now have Bill Gunzaya from Mongolia, 180 kilos on the bar.
Very controlled all throughout the lift.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked pretty comfortable for a second in 3 white lights.
Right, Roxana Diaz of Romania, podium by blue and podium pink.
So she takes provisional squad gold in the 76s, but
The bar is
this
loaded.
looks like someone is going to match her and surpass her on body weight.
We now have Roxana, Romania, 180 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump up. She did get pinged on the side here for depth. If I remember correctly, she has a really wide stance, so that's
Yeah.
something that she does need to be aware of.
But maybe more weight equals more depth, especially on the equip side.
Especially equipped, yeah, absolutely. They need the weight to push them down. And I think that might have been the case here this morning for Roxana. Ooh,
This time the red switches side.
Yeah,
What in the final bar for Pei Ying Yu of Chinese
that is
Taipei.
interesting. I would have thought it looked better from our angle. The red is from this side you see here.
Jury members are looking at it, paying
The
close
bar is
attention,
loaded.
still discussing the lift.
Of course, with a 3-person jury, the decision does need to be unanimous. So if even one of the jury members are like, that's an okay lift, the lift will stand. We've now got Pei Ying Yu, 185 kilos. She is looking to... Oh, the jury has indeed overruled that to a no lift for our American lifter, Juliet Brewer, 177.5. Just on depth there. Super controlled there. And 3 white lights there for our Chinese Taipei lifter. Anastasia from Ukraine will be coming out next to retake 212.5. She just had a bit of a misstep on her walkout and then cut depth. I think if she takes her time and really steadies her walkout, she should be able to nail this 212.5. As Alex said earlier, she does hold the current squat record, and it's not too far away from where she is at the moment.
I mean, I think she just wants to get a squat on the
The
board
bar
with
is
her being
loaded.
alone in the weight class. You don't want to risk anything, but I would not be surprised if this one is successful for them to jump straight to the record.
Roxana Diaz was overruled by the jury, so no lifted 180 for Diaz, Romania.
Yet again, issues while unracking the weight. Still very speedy, however. Is it depth? 2-1, no lift. She does receive a white, but she does not manage to convince the side referees.
Level of South
Yeah,
Africa,
there is that white light in
2.
the centre though, so her coach could go to the jury and question it. The jury, of course, will be looking at the lift because when there is any discrepancies, they can overturn regardless of whether the coach comes up to talk to them. We're now moving into the third round of squats for the sub-junior women.
The bar is
Kobe is
loaded.
coming out with 140, another 5 kilos, which I believe is what my sideline coaching predicted.
Romanian coach, coach from Team Romania, please come to the computer secretary.
What a grinder. I don't think the bar ever dipped.
No, she did. Oh my goodness, 3 white lights. She did rock forward a fair bit. I did wonder if she was going to lose it, but she managed to recover that quite. I'm not going to say comfortably, but convincingly.
Yeah, on the way down, you can see that she biases a lot of extension, and she cannot manage to keep that
The
extension
bar is
on the way
loaded.
up. She kind of bulges up. She put herself in a ball and tries to push the bar up. Never dips. Successful lift.
Absolutely. We now have Juliet Brewer retaking 177.5. She did get pinged for a couple of things, including depth, and was it missing the commands earlier?
It was,
It
and
was.
also our left side ref signaled depth.
Yeah.
So two things to correct.
Absolutely. And with these young lifters, listening to the commands on the platform, it is an overwhelming environment. So it's kind of understandable. You wouldn't want to be doing it at this level, but it is understandable.
So how is it looking this time? It is depth that's
No lifted,
signaled.
3 left.
3 depth calls as
180
well.
for
So
Diaz,
unfortunately, no lift
Romania,
again for
2.
Juliet. However, she has a squat
The
on the
bar is
board. Her first
loaded.
squat looked really good. We've now got Roxana from not Ukraine, Romania, 180 kilos on the bar.
I wouldn't say for Juliet that changes the outcome of the competition, but if that scenario were to repeat itself either in the bench press or the deadlift, she could be in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Pei Yu is not terribly far behind her.
I think she made the effort in terms of depth. How now it's
Unlifted
back to the
1
first
wins
ruling, so
this.
2
Yep.
to 1, but a red on the left hand side, so that would
Ye-
be for a right hip.
Followed by Olympir and Sweden.
We will have to see if the jury are going to look at that because they did overrule it last time. They
The
have
bar is
sat
loaded.
back
No
in
more
their
changes
chairs,
to the
so I
openers for the
think
juniors.
Roxana
No
is
more
safe.
lifted.
We've now got Pei Yu coming up with 190 kilos. She has 2 successful squats on the board already, and she's definitely in squat gold for the sub junior 69s, and she is within reaching distance of that gold from Juliet. Should things go her way today?
And it's a very believable third attempt. That is her nominated squat. So something she managed to do in the past.
Very controlled. A little bit of a hesitation before the bottom there.
As the typical equip dip, it looks good. 2-1, a good lift,
To
and
go on
manages to
blue
run
field,
in the
number
wraps.
9,
That is as impressive as the third squat.
fully up.
Absolutely. I think if you can run in reps, they're not quite tight enough.
The bar is
Give her a fourth
loaded.
attempt, that's what you mean?
We've now got Bulgunzaya from Mongolia, 190 kilos, a nice 10 kilo jump up from her second attempt. After Bulgunzaya, Anastasia will come out for her third attempt, and then we will be moving on to the juniors for the same weight classes.
And typically when I see those kind of jumps, I can kind of guess that she's not the type of lifter that wraps her reps the same every time. I think she tightens them up for each and every lift.
Interesting. I think attempt selection from Team Mongolia was pretty
The white
onto it.
lights,
3
attempt
white
number
lights and a
200 for
really
Power
beautiful
Power in the
third
bar
attempt
has
there.
Anastasia Loren with Ukraine, followed by Moira and Daniel.
Yeah, you can see that she does make an effort to try and reach depth. With that type of reps, I don't think she would have managed to reach depth with 162 being her opener.
And the bar is
No,
loaded.
but she manages to get 3 successful lifts on the board. Now we've got Anastasia from Ukraine taking it to 12.5 for the third time. She does need this lift to stay in the competition. She got pinged for depth both previous attempts, so we'll be looking for something slightly deeper today. What do you think, Alex?
From afar, it looks better.
And 3 white lights and a
86
celebration from the Ukrainian lifter. Thank goodness all of our sub-junior women are on the board. And now we're moving on to the juniors for the 63s, 69s and 76s. Slightly bigger group here with 14 lifters.
Yeah, we have openers ranging from 130 to the 232-ish. That is quite the gap in terms of openers. But this is what you get in between 63s and 76s. When it comes to the juniors, you have 19-year-olds fighting with 23-year-olds. And 4 years of training makes a huge difference.
Absolutely, and I believe Yasmina, the Norwegian lifter, opening on 232.5, it is her last year in juniors. That was Shante Mulder from South Africa, 130 kilos, 3 white lights, a really smooth opener.
Yeah, hoping for that kind of opener for everyone, so we can get going with a confidence boost, I would say.
Absolutely. I mean, first squat
The
is
bar is
always the
loaded.
most nerve-wracking lift of the day. Once you've got a squat on the board, you can just kind of settle into the groove. We've now got Bailey Donovan from the USA, 150 kilos.
It does not look as our previous opener. She's gonna be on the board 2-1. What would that yellow be for, Raya?
I am not sure. I'll have a look on this replay. Yellow is a tricky one because it can be for any number of infractions. I didn't see anything worth a yellow light. Nothing glaringly obvious, but I
The
am in
bar
a
is
different position
loaded.
to the referee.
It seems like it's up for discussions.
We now have Andriani Vola Nunes from Great Britain, 162.5 kilos on the bar.
What I also like to observe is the pre-lifts routine. When it comes to these openers, if they do indeed repeat them for second and third. Pretty smooth.
It did look very smooth, and she got 3 white lights for her opener, so that's a little bit of a confidence boost
US
for the Brit.
IPF
We
187
now
pounds,
have Arifa Habta from Ecuador, 187.5 kilos on the bar. She is in the 63 kilo class, the first of our 63 kilo juniors to come out. There is quite a spread on the openers across all 3 weight classes this morning. The clock is ticking down. She still has 45 seconds remaining. However, as we said earlier, leaving a little bit of... Oh, here she comes. She's good to go.
30 seconds is plenty.
It is if you've got a nice tight setup.
I would call that an efficient setup.
Yeah, that was pretty onto it. She's still got time to spare before the squat command.
Lovely opener. 3 white lights for Team Ecuador. A team that's really more on the equipped side.
1,500
Some nations are more classic, some nations are more equipped. Ecuador, I've discovered more of them last year in Costa Rica. They're really shining on the equipped side, and I saw them also in Romania for Worlds Open on the equipped side. So a solid team.
Yeah, absolutely. And sending more people, obviously, more chance of success, more people competing in the sport, which is what we want. We now have Marjan de Wet from South Africa, 192.5 kilos. We've got lots of young South African lifters here, obviously competing on home soil, which is, I think, such a great opportunity for these young lifters.
100%. And we need championships to be all around the globe for the sports to grow. We need nations to interact, exchange information, training styles. This is how the sport grows.
Absolutely. I mean, I learn something new every championships, and I've been around for quite a long time. And that is 3 white lights, a good opener for Marjan.
1,500 baht for Yu Chen Kao, Chinese Taipei, followed by Oh and Ho Jun.
Our next lifter out will be Yu Chen Kao from Chinese Taipei, 195 kilos for her opener. Yu Chen is also in the junior 63s. Her nominations put her a little bit off podium, but I mean, as we've said, and you're going to get sick of us saying it, anything can happen. It's equipped. Three whites, a good lift there from our Chinese Taipei lifter.
197,500 baht for Emma Elisabeth of Norway, followed by Bordu and Masato.
Our next lifter out will be Emma Elise from Norway, 197.5 kilos. Another one of our lifters who will be aging out of juniors this year. Norway always sends a really stacked equipped team. They do equipped well.
Both on the men's and women's side. Sometimes it's just like either the women's or the men's that shine more. This team is solid all around. From afar, it does look a little high. How does it look closer up? I think it looks the same. 3 reds. All rest on the platform are unanimous. She'll need to go deeper in the second round of squats.
Yeah, she will. I have faith though. The Norwegian coaching team, very, very experienced.
And it wasn't far. It looked comfortable, so surely she can adapt.
Surely, maybe more weight, push her down. That's how gravity works. Now got Veronica from Ukraine, 210 kilograms. And our first opener over 200 for these ladies. Just phenomenal. They are so young. Little bit of work on the way up, but 3 white lights. So she's got an opener on the board, and she is the favourite in the 69s
She
this
has a
morning.
chip on her shoulder. She lost last year to Yasmina. That's now gone to the 76s. She's now nominated first. So even though her rival has gone up, she's still yet to win that world championship.
Ah, I see. And nothing fuels people quite like a chip on their shoulder. We now have Alexandra from Romania, 212.5 kilos on the bar. Our favourite in the 63s this morning.
Nice in control, great display of technique. However, it lacked a low depth according to the two side referees.
Absolutely. The coach is straight over to the jury table to have a look, see if he can get his lifter some white lights. And I think as a coach, regardless of what you see, lifters' best interests at heart. If you can go to the jury, do. We now have Paula from Austria. She is opening also to 12.5. Alexandra's no lift does still stand. The jury has sent the coach away. However, she can still come out and retake that.
Another lifter having troubles with the weight. I think she stays clipped in the right.
She says she's got the wrong rack height.
Let's not get too frustrated. If it's a spotter's mistake, the clock is to be reset. If it's the lifter's mistake, the clock is not to be reset.
And she has timed out. It will be interesting to see what happens. If it is the spotter loader's fault, they can request another attempt. However, having 4 attempts of a squat this early in the day, I don't know if that's conducive to a good day. It might just have to be that she will come out and take that on her second.
Yeah, just don't let the frustration get to you. We have 2 more attempts to go. Keep your head in the game. This is nothing.
Absolutely. And we've now got Anya from Norway, 222.5 kilos on the bar. We have 2 more opening squats after Anya, and then we'll be back to the start of the round.
And we have 2 Norwegian in the weight class, and with Paula missing her opener, it could be a 1 and 2 for Team Norway.
Absolutely. Anya did look a little bit shaky on the walkout. She has 3 white lights though, so she is on the board.
I mean, looks can be deceiving. I've learned now that shaking is not really a problem for a whole lot of lifters. On the classic side, we can talk about, for instance, Regan Stogakis. He shakes a whole lot and he's still squatting the 330s. Shaking and nothing. Usually they shake more when they're standing up than on the way down.
I shake a lot and I can't squat 330. What am I doing wrong?
I mean, in pounds you can.
Probably not.
Question of perspective in units.
We measure things with kilograms in New Zealand. We now have Clara from Germany, 227.5 kilos on the bar. An absolutely enormous weight for anyone. a very wide stance and slow descent.
That is
But
three
she
white
really
flags to
relied
Juliet.
on her handler to tell her where depth is. And as long as you were hearing the device, you knew she was gonna keep going down. And it works. 3 white lights.
Absolutely.
One thing we've noticed over the past couple of years is that the importance of the handler is
The bar is
even
loaded.
higher on the equip side because sometimes you do rely on your handler to tell you where you're in space because those referee through your perception around, you don't really know where you are.
Absolutely. We now have Yasmina from Norway, 232.5, our heaviest opener this morning. And she is the favourite in the 76s. As you said before, she has just jumped up a weight class. She was a 69 last year.
That is
No
unfortunately
left,
a
right,
no
on
hit
lack
for
of
Bianca
depth,
Carlson.
double reds coming from the
We have
sides.
round two
How
boys
does
voting
that
in the bar for
replay look
Anthony
according
voting
to
on
you?
South Africa, followed by Donovan and Andriani.
Unfortunately, I would have to agree with the side referee. Oh, and it's this is why I don't ref equipped. Overruled to a good lift. Yasmina is on the board.
The bar is loaded. The previous lift was overruled. That
We
was
are
a
now
decent lift.
moving back to the start of the round with
Good
Shantae
lift for
from South
Carlson.
Africa. 140 kilos, big 10-kilo jump for her.
And we're still missing a lifter in each weight class on the board.
Yes, so that opens up things. Shantae is very tall for a 69.
Still a junior, plenty of time to develop.
Yeah, fill out some more weight classes, move up. 3 whites,
Three
a good
white lights
second
to
attempt there
Egypt.
for Shantae.
155 on the bar for the Donovan of the USA, followed by Andriani and Altai. The bar is loaded.
We now have Bailey Donovan from the US, 155 kilos, just a 5-kilo jump up.
So maybe the yellow she received on the left hand side made them rethink the strategy.
Yeah, a 5-kilo jump is a relatively small jump for an equipped squat.
Maybe that's just not her day. She's not looking good.
That is
No,
unfortunately
that
a no
is
hit lift.
a
170 on the
little
bar
bit
for Anita
concerning, but she does have another
followed
attempt.
by
And you
Altai.
could say that she went down quicker than what you would expect in terms of equipped squatting, and she folds as she starts to push.
Yeah, her hips shoot back and the bar is just
The
in the
bar is
wrong
loaded.
position for her to push through. We've now got Nunes from Great Britain, 170 kilos on the bar.
It might have looked smoother than her opener.
I think it did. 3 whites. That was a really
20 white flags
fantastic
for
attempt
Egypt.
from Team GB.
157.5 on the bar for Anita Hasta of Ecuador, followed by Os
Yeah,
of
very
Brazil.
tidy squat.
We now have Arifa from Ecuador, 197.5 kilos on the bar.
The bar is loaded.
Coming out with a little bit more time to spare. But as you said earlier, she does have a pretty efficient squat setup.
Yeah, once again, very efficient. One thing you're often is small steps. That's exactly what she does.
looked pretty comfortable for a second 3 white
Yeah,
lights.
guys,
Not
again,
sure how many more
here is
kilos she has left in that squat though.
Girls of Norway, followed by Lorette and Paul.
Depends on what type of lifter she is. If she gets one more revolution in those reps,
On
she
the
might
bar
have
for
10 more.
Julie,
If she puts them on the exact same way, it might be a 2.5.
We now have Emma Elise from Norway. She did miss her opener on depth. They've elected to retake the same weight.
Nice dip at the bottom. Is it any deeper?
2 to 1. She gets it.
Julie.
We'll just make sure that the jury is comfortable with her depth there.
Especially with the red coming from their side.
After that little dip, I think she was pretty confident. The jury are
The
talking,
bar
but
for
not,
Julie.
as we said, it needs to be unanimous. And it's not a case of convincing one another on the jury. We now have Marjane DeWitt, 202.5 kilos on the bar.
Two to one, a good lift. You can see that she squats a little differently as the others. She crunches more into her belt, less extension. It makes for one red though, coming from the left hand side, but still a good lift. 2 to 1.
2 white lights is all you need unless you've got an overly active jury.
The bar
We
for
now have
Chloe.
Yu Ching Hao from Chinese Taipei, 205 kilograms. Again, relying on her coach to tell her where depth is, and just missed it. 2 to 1 for depth. However, her coach can go to the jury and ask them to reconsider.
And she might be a little asymmetrical at the bottom because she does receive a white from the coach's angle.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
So this was not coach sabotage by any means.
no, absolutely not. Maybe he needs to stand on the other side.
The bar is
Unfortunately, the
Chloe.
coach's box is on this side. We've now got Alexandra from Romania coming out again, retaking the 212.5. She did just miss it on depth, but she got depth called from both sides, so she is going to need to sink it.
Is it any better? The
Ooh.
exact same ruling, Briar. Coach does not seem to understand what's wrong with the squat.
No, we'll have a look at it here, but it says, but they seem pretty happy with the refs calls. We've now got Paula coming out from Austria, taking 212.5 again. She is another one of our lifters who doesn't quite have a squat on the board yet.
Yeah, different scenario. She could not even attempt the squat last time around.
3 whites. She is on the board there, and the Austrian coach seemed super happy even before the lights came off. So obviously they were working on that depth together, and no energy wasted as he carries her back to unwrap her. I think that's my favorite
The
part of
bar is
equipped lifting
loaded.
is carry me.
But yeah, of course the coach is gonna maybe act as if he's happy because you want to try and sell the lift before the ruling. It's also part of the game.
Yeah, I love gaslighting referees.
As a referee, come on.
It would work on me. We now have Veronica from Ukraine taking 217.5. She is the favourite in the 69 class, and her opener was super convincing.
A little sticky towards the top, but I would not say this is top
Three
end
white lights
yet.
for Egypt.
3 white lights for Belgium.
The 235 in the bar for Anya Stolze of Norway, followed by Aske and Arno. The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded now for Anya from Norway, 235 kilos, a sizable 12.5 kilo jump. Quite a bit of effort there on the way up.
3
3
white
white lights,
lights, a
Egypt.
good lift.
235 in the bar.
So far all of the favorites are hitting, but
Ali of
Kasaku in the
Poland.
63s.
Yes, that is leaving
The
a
bar
little
is
bit to
loaded.
chance there up in the 63 kilo class. We've now got Clara from Germany, who is in the 76 kilo class. Again, that really controlled squat from Team
The 3
Germany.
white lights for
Again,
Egypt.
nailing it.
240 in
I
the bar
think
for
they have the winning
Anya
recipe
Stolze
there
of
with
Norway,
their
Egypt
squat
of
technique.
1-1.
Now our favourite in the 76s, Yasmina, looking to come out with 240. She did have red lights initially, which the jury
The
overruled
bar
to
is
a good
loaded.
lift. So I think for confidence sake, I would want her to sink it a little bit further to make sure she gets 3 whites from the get-go. Being a favourite in a class you've just moved into, that's pretty incredible.
It shows she made the right choice. And did she find the right depth? Note the
That is a
same
personal
ruling as the
best for
previous
Egypt.
one.
They missed
Are we
150
going
in
to
the
see
bar,
another jury
followed by
intervention in her
5-5,
favor?
followed by
It begs the
Arno.
question. Quick look at the replay. What do we think?
I think it looked identical to her first one. I don't see any difference.
I'd say it looks higher.
Do you think so?
I really do think so.
The the jury are talking, but
The bar
they
is
don't seem
loaded.
to be in agreement either way.
Yep, the lift will stand as a no lift, and we're all entering the third round of squats.
Absolutely. We have Shantae here looking to take 150 for her third attempt. Not quite
She
there.
misses it.
That is unfortunately no
I
gain
don't know
for
why you would
155.
press depths on this one like this. It's just, that's just too much. Come on,
No,
referee,
no,
you're doing too much.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you do pick the most egregious fault for the light you press, but if a lift's failed, it's a yellow.
It
The
is.
bar is loaded.
We now have Bailey Donovan from the USA, 155 kilos. She's retaking this. She just seemed to run out of gas in her second.
Yeah, the hips kicking back, folding on the way up. It did not look good. Was it a question of strength on the day or just a technical issue? I would probably bet more on option one.
We will have to see. I have my fingers crossed for Bailey. A nice
Absolutely.
155 squat would be amazing for her. Come on.
Technique did not look the same. She
That is
tried a little
unfortunately
something
no gain.
different.
175
Manages
left
to
in this
not
second
kick
attempt.
back.
So
However,
150
just
followed
runs
by
out of
bar
steam,
on the
cannot
board.
push.
Yeah, she doesn't look super comfortable either, and she didn't stay with the bar once she lost it, which perhaps injury,
The bar
soreness,
is loaded.
get me out of the squat
Yes,
suit.
survival instincts.
Absolutely. We now have Nunez from Great Britain, 175 kilos.
Second attempt was better than the first one. Can the third be better than the second? Technique looked on point, trying to maximize those kilos.
Absolutely. I think you're right. I think her third did look better than her previous ones. And three white lights. Excellent lifting and excellent attempt selection there. That looked very comfortable.
Yeah, she probably had more in the tank.
Next out, we will have Arifa from Ecuador,
Bar is loaded.
202.5 kilos.
Different level of arousal. Of course, it is a third attempt, but we need that same exact setup. What's been working so far?
Yeah, absolutely. The little steps, nice and steady. I did
Time
wonder about
boosted.
depth, but I'm from a side that she got a white light from. The centre referee did
Followed by
ping her
bar on the
from
board.
the front.
The bar is loaded.
The jury is not concerned. The lift stands. We've got Mojan Devet, 205 kilograms. Only a 2.5 kilo jump.
I mean, she has quite a long range of motion, and 2.5 can make a huge difference. And also, you don't want to risk 5 if you're going to lose 10 on your deadlift because you're gassed out.
Absolutely. We did have some lifters yesterday end up taking 2.5 kilo jumps because their coach missed the 1 minute window, which of course is enforced pretty tightly here at the World Junior Sub Junior Champs.
Still all crunched up in her suit and her belt, and it works in her
Right side
favor.
is a good
3
gain.
white lights. Maybe the 5 was
207.5
there. It
left
would have been
in
risky.
this third
Two
phase.
and a half was the
Followed by
sensible
bar
choice.
on the second
Yeah,
attempt.
absolutely. That was probably pretty spot on from Team South Africa there.
The bar is loaded.
Our next lifter out is Yu Ching Kao from Chinese Taipei, 207.5. She missed 205 for her second, but has gone up anyway.
She did receive a white, and it was speedy, so I think it's a smart choice.
Yeah, it was a depth call, and her coach is actively checking her depth. He's in super coach crouch mode in the coaching box.
That is unfortunately
Another
no
2-1, but
decision.
this time the white comes
207
from
and
the
five on the
front,
board for
and
Alexandra.
usually when
Followed by
both
Casaco.
side referees are in agreement that it was a little high, you
The
rarely
law
see an
is
overturn.
voted.
And what do I know? Seems like they're giving him the thumbs up. It is a jury overrule in favor of the lifter.
And that is our preferred jury overrule. Of course, we
Decision was
want all
overruled.
lifters to get their lifts on the board. Overall to a
Overruled
positive
for the
is
lifter.
always better than overall to a negative. We now have Emma Elise from Norway, 207.5.
The greener the scoreboard, the better. Hopefully we can add some more green with that jump of 10 on Norway side.
Three whites, and it is a good lift there for her third attempt.
210.5 on the bar
I
for
think this was the
Alexandra
planned second.
Lavizina
There's
followed by
no
Bordiu and
no
Svinic.
real question around it. They had to retake the opener. Managed to do so in the second round. Jump 10. Looks easy, looks comfortable.
Yeah,
Coulda,
absolutely.
shoulda, would have been the second.
And the bar is
Well, yeah,
loaded.
she might have
Please
to
don't
make up
stay
those
in the gym.
kilos elsewhere in the
Announcement
competition.
on.
We've now got Alexandra from Romania, who has missed 212.5 on depth the last two times, and she is the favourite in the 63s. So I'm hoping she gets this, because otherwise that is going to blow the podium wide open
I
in the
mean,
63 kilo class.
212.5 might be a doom number in the 63s because Anastasia Olentia took it 3 times, got it 1 time in the third round. Hopefully the same outcome for Kasaku. It's paused. Did it dip? I don't think so. And apparently it
Congratulations,
did.
both
Double
lifting and
blues for
gold.
downwards movement and 1 red.
And
Coach goes up to the jury, but
213.5
you
on the bar
cannot
for
argue
Alexandra
against 3 reds.
44.3 for
no, unfortunately, three
Yeah, it
reds
did dip on the
is
replay.
that is it for Alexandra.
the bar
Unfortunately,
is
she still
loaded.
can come out and bench and deadlift. However, that takes her out of the running for the podium
And she was the
overall.
favorite for the war title.
Absolutely. So in that case then, Majan is our new favourite, closely followed by Arifa. That is going to be a battle between South Africa and Ecuador. Yu Qinkao is not out of the race either. She's behind, but not by a huge amount. We have Veronica now from Ukraine, 222.5 kilos on the bar. Her squats this morning have been immaculate so far, so I am expecting nothing less for her third. That looks pretty good to me, and the refs say three whites.
White light muted.
Fantastic squatting from the
215.5 for
Ukrainian
Alexandra
team
Polska,
today.
followed by Skanska and Pavlin.
How satisfying must it be to get out of a squat suit at the end of a really good session of squats?
The
Especially
bar
when
is
you're
loaded.
forecasted in the lead over Norway.
Ooh. I think we're in for a fun morning here with the 63s, 69s, and 76s. We now have Paula from Austria, 222.5 kilos on the bar. Projected silver medalist in the 76 kilo class, but not streaks behind Yasmina. She could put a little bit of pressure on the Norwegian. Just
Struggling to set up.
Yeah, and of course we don't want the ref to give the start command too early. We would want her to be nice and settled. That moved way better than expected, judging on the walkout. 3 whites.
3 white lights for Juliet.
And this is why you take your time to set up and you readjust as many times as you need.
Absolutely, and a nice piggyback off from her coach. Our next lifter out will be Anya from Norway, 240 kilos, 5 kilo jump up. I think they are reaching her top end. She had a big jump up from her first to her second, and now slightly more conservative.
Still pretty speedy walk. Moving up for Anya. How about that? All 3 whites.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they could have put a few more kilos on there, but then again, that's playing with fire a little bit. Making sure she gets 3 lifts on the board is a it's a priority, I think. We've got Yasmina now retaking 240, so she did miss this on depth on her second, and the jury said fair call. So we're hoping she sinks it a little bit more, gets all 3 white lights from the get-go, no questions asked.
For Anya, that was 15 more than her nominated squat. And for Yasmina, that could be 5 more than her nominated squat. Norway's looking good.
They are.
We need Yasmina to score.
Oh dear, our favourite in the 76 kilo class has missed her last 2 squats, so she will be needing to make up the kilos elsewhere, because now that puts Paula only 2.5 behind her.
Yeah, way too close for comfort, but
That
she still forecasted in the lead and only lost out on 2.5 compared to her nomination. As she progressed on bench and deadlift, she could like increase the gap over the lifts a little, but as of right now, it's looking extra close.
Yeah, Team Norway might have to adjust the game plan going forward, and I hope Yasmina has a excellent warm-up for bench and comes out all guns blazing. We now have Clara from Germany taking our last squat in this session, 242.5 kilograms on the bar. That is a lot of red plates for a young lady.
I mean, Davai indeed. 3 white lights, another good lift, extra solid from Team Germany.
Yeah, absolutely. That will be Clara walking away with the squat gold in the 76 kilo class. Pretty confidently, I must say. Team Germany really has nailed that squat recipe. So these are our standings so far for the junior 63s and 69s. Yu Chen Kao is leading, and then we've got the 76. We've got Clara with the 242.5 squat. We've got Anya with 240, and then Yasmina sitting behind with 232.5 for the squat medals.
The only real surprise is Kasaku unfortunately bombing out in the squat. Other than that, all the favorites are hitting. We're in for a good one.
Absolutely. We now have a 10-minute break. We'll be back shortly for the bench press. Good morning and welcome back to our sub-junior, junior women equipped class. We have the 63 up to 76 kilo classes this morning. There is a group of sub-junior lifters, 6 of them, and then we will be followed by the juniors. This is our standings at the moment with their projected totals. All of our sub-junior women got a squat on the board.
It was not easy to do so for Elencia in the 63s. She had to rely on her third attempt,
The bar
and
is
she
loaded.
needs to stay focused because last year at Worlds she bombed out on bench.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be a little bit nerve-wracking coming in with that history. Our first bench this morning is our Mongolian lifter, 75 kilos on the bar. Three whites, and it is a good opening attempt for Bilhanzaya.
105 on the bar.
Next
Both
out,
left
we will have
hips
Kobe
together at
from
zero.
South Africa, 77.5 kilos on the bar.
The bar is loaded.
All of our sub-junior women, except for Bilhanzaya, dropped their openers after their warm-ups.
What would you think that would be? Because if it's everyone, is this like mass hysteria in the warm-up room?
Maybe. It might be the vibes here today. It is still quite chilly. Maybe they're just looking to play it safe to get numbers on the board after watching a pretty stressful junior squat session, actually.
It is true, but for equipped bench, you don't want to lower the opener too much because there's that sweet spot to find between being able to touch and the weight being too heavy for you not to push.
The 3 white lights
Absolutely. There's 3 whites there for Kobe, so dropping her opener was a good call. She can now push that number out a little bit. We've now got Pei Ying Yu from Chinese Taipei,
The bar
87.5
is
kilos
loaded.
on the bar. She does have squat gold in the sub-junior 69s, but she is looking to chase Juliet Brewer from the USA here for bench press.
And for those not so familiar with equipped bench press, I want you to look at the posture of our lifters because you're going to see that in between sub juniors and juniors, it's going to be a lot different. Shoulders are going to be a little more pushed forward by the suit because you can go with either stiffer or less stiff bench press shirts. And the more experienced you are, usually you go with a stiffer shirt because you get more out of it. Sub juniors, less experience, so not as stiff of a shirt.
Absolutely. And bench is a technical lift anyway. Adding the shirt to it and learning how to use it, a whole another ball game than classic bench. 3 white lights, a good lift there for our Chinese Taipei lifter.
Brewer and Olenki.
And you can clearly see that on the way down, she does not have to fight the suit too much to stay into position, just slightly benefits from it while leaving the chest. It makes for a successful and easy opener.
Now have Roxana from Romania, 92.5 kilos. A little bit of an uneven lockout, but she gets the 3 white lights and she seems very happy with her opener. Next out will be Juliet Brewer from the USA, 95 kilos on the bar.
The bar is loaded.
Juliet had a pretty rough squat session, so I'm hoping her bench goes a little bit smoother so she can gain a bit of momentum heading into deadlifts. Very specific handout instructions for our head spotter.
Now, if you need 15 seconds to explain how you would love your handoff to be, just take those 15s because they are very important, and especially with equipped bench press, A poor handoff can throw you off bad.
Yeah, absolutely. It could make or break the lift if it was that bad. She looks pretty comfortable with it. Very long pause. I think she was hovering just above her chest for a bit, but she has three white lights. She is on the board there with her bench press. Our next lifter out will be Anastasia from Ukraine. She is the last opener in this group, and then we will be back to the beginning. She is opening with 122.5 kilos. She is a sub-junior 63. She is one of the youngest and the lightest lifters on the platform this morning.
And last year she bombed out with 120. But in the meantime, she won Euros in Pilsen, Czechia, and she benched 130 kilos. So surely we can be hopeful and confident that she's going to secure at least one attempt.
We can indeed. Oh my goodness, blink and you miss it. 2-1 though. She gets one red on the side, and red on bench press can be for not touching the chest or for elbow depth, which is a fairly new rule in the IPF, but one we've been working with for the last couple of years. What would you say about her bench depth there, Alex?
I'd say the left elbow is 100% fine. Right is questionable, but if in doubt, it should go to the benefit of the lifter. Jury members do not seem too phased by that lift. I think it will stand.
We now have Bilhan Aya from Mongolia, 80 kilos, 5 kilo jump up. This is her second attempt.
A little sticky towards the top.
Yeah, she reached a point that it just slowed down a bit, but she gets the three white lights nonetheless. Something I've noticed with the Mongolian lifters so far in the last day and a half of competition, they are so gracious and polite on the platform regardless of what has happened under the bar.
Very true. And typically we expected them to open very high and fail a few lifts, but it seems like they've benefited from the experience of the last few years, exchanging with other coaches, other nations, getting feedbacks from their own competitions, and they've been much better with attempt selection so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Mongolia is doing wonderfully. We've now got Kobe Mallet from South Africa, 82.5 kilos on the bar. Little bit of work there towards lockout, and yeah, I did wonder whether she did jump the rack command.
I think she did.
It came in too close, and she just kind of, you can't really say let it when you're wearing a bench shirt. It took itself back to the rack, unfortunately. She can come back and try that again on her third. I don't think there is any overturning that from the jury. Next up, we have Pei Ying Yu from Chinese Taipei, 92.5 kilos on the bar. Looking to close in on Juliet Brewer, but still a couple of kilos behind.
Wow, extra nice, extra comfortable. This could have been an opener.
That could have been an opener. She has plenty more kilos there for sure. And they only had a 5 kilo jump up from her opener, so it'll be interesting to see what their jump will be for her third. Alex, if you were coaching, what would you put in?
At least the same jump. The thing is, you can also tuck down the shirt a little more in between attempts for it to give more tension, more force output, I would say. So slight adjustments for a bigger jump is also possible.
Interesting. Do you coach equipped lifters, Alex?
At the moment, I don't, but I've benefited from talking with Gary Williams,
Yes.
our colleague, and I've been around equipped lifters.
Fabulous. We've now got Roxana from Romania taking 97.5. And that was quite sticky. And yeah, 3 reds for double movement, which was undeniable. She can come back.
Double movement. You would say, is this how you say it? Double movement?
Double movement. What would you say?
Downwards movement. Interesting, double movement.
Double movement. Unfortunately, the Antipodean powerlifters have slightly different lingo than the Europeans, and it's
that's a Kiwi
causing
thing, the double movement.
double movement.
If it's double the speed, I'll take it.
Super fast. Anyway, we have Juliet now from the USA. 100 kilos on the bar for our American lifter. She is looking to push out her lead from Pei Ying Yu and have a more successful bench session than squats. It's a nice controlled descent. She needs to bring that into her chest.
Ooh, too much of a vertical push off the chest and then manages to recover the correct bar path, but it made for a difficult second.
Yeah, absolutely. Not sure how many more kilos she has left in the tank. Coming up now, we have a world record sub-junior bench press attempt from Anastasia, Ukraine. She is going to be taking 143.5 kilos for a rate. That is more than a 20 kilo jump from her opener. Her opener was pretty comfortable, but was it 20 kilo jump comfortable, Alex?
I don't know, but also it could be a change of shirt, as I've announced. That could be the difference. It's either it's very much more tucked down or she completely changed shirt, but the record she's going for is Daria Lamoska's record. It's been standing still 2019. It's been established in Regina, Canada.
Oh, amazing. That is a long-standing record that the Ukrainian is after. 143.5. We are currently looking for the increment plates that will get us up to that level. Of course, unless you're taking a record, you have to go up in increments of 2.5. So we need some little extra plates on the end of the bar to get us up to 143.5.
It's not like if she was in wraps waiting for the attempt. This is bench press. She will appreciate the extra minute of rest.
Yeah, and also just getting that focus to go. 20 kilo jump to her second. This is very exciting. She did get one read on the side for depth, so let's hope the extra weight pushes that elbow down and then she's undeniable.
See, that shirt is very tucked down.
Yep, she is locked in there. Is it a different shirt or is it just a different position?
It looks to be the same shirt, but a lot more tucked down. And maybe she arched a little more too. Ugh, that's difficult lockout. I think the bar dipped.
She did not manage to lock it out. It was her left arm there that was just struggling to push through.
But as she walks back to the tent, she does not seem frustrated. She seems to point out what went wrong with the lift. She seems confident.
She does seem confident. She knows where she went wrong. I admire the maturity of the sub-junior lifters who are able to rationalize what went wrong instead of leaning into their emotions, particularly on the platform, because you don't want that to upset your performance. We've got Bilyon Zaya from Mongolia now, 82.5, just a 2.5 kilo jump up from her second. Her second did look pretty comfortable, but again, maybe they are playing it safe to make sure she does get lifts on the board, because you don't want to leave any kilos out on the platform, especially because Bilyon Zaya and Roxana from Romania are looking neck and neck, more or less, only 2.5 kilos difference for the sub-junior 76 champion. So they will be needing to play this game right down to the last kilogram. think 2.5 was pretty on the money there from Team Mongolia. 3 white lights, it is a good lift.
97.5 in the bar for Peggy Yu of Team USA3, followed by GF and Zruder.
We'll now have
Bar
Kobe
is
from
loaded.
South Africa,
Kobe
82.5 as
from
well.
South Africa,
She did
82.5.
fail this on her second attempt rather, so she is repeating it. She did just skip the commands, so she needs to listen a little bit more carefully to the center referee.
I would question if it was maybe more a question of balance that led to missing the command.
Yeah, absolutely. The bar had a mind of its own and brought itself back to the rack. 3 white lights. She managed to control it so she could get it back in the rack, and she has a laugh with her coach saying, "See, I told you so." We've now got Pei Ying Yu from Chinese Taipei, 97.5 kilograms.
Attempt to change opponents. The bar is loaded.
Got a couple more bench presses before we move on to the junior woman.
Just like in the squat, she's still looking comfortable by the third.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been a pretty tidy lifter so far today. I'm interested to see whether her deadlifts follow the same pattern. We've now got
The bar is
Roxana from
loaded.
the 76 kilo class with 97.5 kilos. She'll be looking to push out her deadlift bench press gold for the sub junior 76 kilo class, and push out her lead a little bit from our Mongolian lifter just to give her a little bit more breathing room when it comes to deadlifts.
Nicely done to the one, however, a yellow from the side. And by the way that locked out look, I think it could have been for the glutes lifting off the bench. When you see a segmented way up like
The
this,
bar is
sometimes it
loaded.
means that the leg drive has been discontinued and then came back on.
Yeah, absolutely. Bench is the most technical lift. There are multiple infractions you can get, particularly with the yellow card. Red and blue are slightly more definitive and easier to pick. We now have Juliet Brewer from the USA, 105 kilos, having a pretty good bench session so far. She is looking to push out her lead from Pei Ying Yu.
Three white lights, a solid third attempt. All smiles as she walks off the platform.
Yeah, absolutely, and well deserved as well. She has really nailed that. We now have our last sub-junior bench press this morning. Anastasia from Ukraine looking to retake that record attempt, 143.5 kilograms. She didn't look too shaken when she missed this on her second attempt.
But it's almost a make or break attempt right here. It can really change the story. She was close to
The bar
attempting a
is
squat world record, but
loaded.
had to retake her opener 3 times. Now she's attempting a world record. If she misses, she's 2 for 6.
142.5 for Anastasia
How close can you be
Polyamida.
to greatness or like a very poor competition? She's right in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely.
She could turn out to be the saddest world champion there is. Let's see, small adjustments can make a huge difference.
2-1 there from the side referees. The right side referee has called her for depth, which of course she was called for depth on her first one as well.
Yeah, the right elbow is a little more tucked,
Yeah,
and I think it
absolutely.
unlocks at the top too.
Yeah, the coach can go to the
The
jury,
bar
but
is
he has
loaded.
been sent away, I believe. We're now moving on to the junior 63, 69, 76s, starting with Yu Chen Kao from Chinese Taipei, 85 kilos on the bar.
Any coach indications this time? Because he was very vocal for depth, but what can he be vocal about in terms of bench?
I don't know. I think as a coach as well, you don't want to draw attention to any potential issues.
Yeah, you don't want to scream like "keep your glutes on the bench"
Yeah,
because that's
exactly,
all
because
they're going to be
all
looking at.
refs are going
Three
to look
white
at it.
lights and
Anyway, she's got 3 white lights. Coach didn't say a word. So happy for
85 on the
Chinese
bar for
Taipei, have a
Zhang of Great
bench
Britain
there.
for final
Next up, we will be going to Nunes
the bar
from
is
Great Britain,
loaded.
also with 85 kilos on the bar. We have some massive bench openers coming up. We are currently 85. We are looking to almost double that number come the junior 76 class in a few lifters' time.
Three white lights
A
and
bit of a
green
fight
flag
at
for
the
Chinese
bottom.
Taipei.
It's just this is just fighting the tension of the suit.
For
So that will
IPF
be
will be
3 white lights. Yeah, I think reaching the chest might be easier comes the second attempt.
Yeah, she almost had
the
to
bar is loaded.
row the bar into her chest to be able to push it back out, which is insane when you also have the help of gravity. Gravity is no match for a bench shirt, it seems. We have Shantae now from South Africa with 87.5 kilos on the bar. Oh my goodness, that is a wonky bench press. 2-1, blue lights for double movement, downward movement, and yellow for anything. Pick an infraction.
The bar is loaded.
And would you look at that split view? Isn't that magnificent? Good job, media team. We can see
Absolutely.
everything.
We now have Alexandra from Romania, 92.5 kilos on the bar. Unfortunately, Alexandra wasn't able to post a squat due to depth calls from both side referees all 3 times. She was the favourite, so what will be her focus heading forward, Alex? What is she looking to achieve today?
Try not to get too frustrated and maybe
160
collect
for
1 or 2
Romania.
medals. It's going to be
South
difficult to
Africa
get one in the
Alexandra
bench press with that kind of start. No lift for downwards movement. However, she seems to be looking good for a deadlift medal.
Absolutely, and of course, although she
the bar
cannot
is loaded.
place in the class, she cannot total, she can collect those individual medals. She does need to, and it's easier said than done because I'm sitting over here quite comfortably, um, not squatting and deadlifting and benching to my absolute max, but keeping a cool head when things aren't going to plan is something that athletes do really need to learn how to do. We've now got Majan from South Africa, 100 kilos on the bar. She is now our new favourite in the 63 kilo class, but not by much. It is actually anyone's game here. 3 white lights, a
The
good
white light
lift.
completed.
We now need
125
Arifa,
kilograms.
who
The
is
ball is
coming
loaded
out
for the
to
next
get
contest
her
in
bench on the
Toronto.
board, and then these ladies can continue to battle it out for the rest of the day
The bar is
for the
loaded.
63 kilo title. Arifa is going to bench 102.5 for her opener. Her shirt is already tucked down quite a bit for her opener, so we will see how far she can push it. Not the easiest opener in the world, but
The white
3
light
white lights,
completed.
so she is on the
125
board,
kilograms.
meaning that the
Contest
game
underway for
in
the
the
title of
63
106.
kilo class is anyone's currently.
The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded now for Anya from Norway, 102.5 kilos. We are already getting up in the numbers, and we have still half this group to go. These women are phenomenal bench pressers.
Three white lights,
The
a
white
good
light
lift.
completed. 112.5 on the bar for Katie Banner and
Not
Mathias
much to
for
see
her
there.
contest in Oslo.
No real technical issues, no struggles. Just a perfect opener.
The bar is loaded.
We now have Bailey Donovan from the USA opening her bench press with 112.5 kilograms.
A lot more fighting the suit there. And
That is
2-1,
unfortunately no
no lift, double
150 on the bar
yellows.
for
I
Renata
think I'm gonna need the
Samuels for
signed
her
angle for
contest
this
in
one.
Vaudeville.
Yeah, absolutely. As we mentioned, yellow could be for any number of infractions. Her glutes are already moving quite a bit on the... And there we see it, daylight, unfortunately. And
The
if you
bar
can
is
see daylight
loaded.
under the glutes, unfortunately, it will be a no lift. We have Emma Elise now from Norway, 115 kilos on the bar.
Three white
The
lights, a good
white
lift.
light completed.
Yeah, it was a
107.5 on the bar
little
for
bit
Clara
slow
Williams
for
for
what we
her
would
contest in
expect an
Oslo.
opener to be. She was battling with that shirt on the way down though, so I do wonder where they're going to go with that. We now have Clara
The bar
from
is
Germany,
loaded.
127.5 kilograms on the bar. Clara giving us a masterclass in equipped squat earlier this morning.
See, the descent was much harder than
The
pushing
white
the weight
light
up.
completed.
Yeah, absolutely.
130 kilograms on the bar for
It That is a big bench. We will see where Team Germany goes with that. We now have Veronica from Ukraine, 137.5 kilos on the bar.
The bar is loaded.
The favourite in the 69s, but Emma Elise is close on her tail. Oh goodness, she has lost it back towards her face. A good catch from the spotters and loaders. I'm not 100% sure where things went wrong. It looked sticky from the get-go.
That is exactly where it went wrong, because equipped bench press is a game of momentum. You need to get that speed boost off the chest. So surely they're gonna tuck down a little more that shirt and try and get that speed off the chest to be able to surpass that sticking point.
We now have Yasmina, who is the favourite in the 76s currently. 147.5, but not the biggest bench opener we are going to see here this morning. Yasmina did not have the ideal squat session, so she will be looking to make up kilos in the next few lifts.
She seems to be happy with that one. A little bit surprised even maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. She has got one yellow from the side that we are going to see, so I hope it is nothing that is going to cause an issue. I didn't see any daylight. There was definitely movement there in her glutes,
Yeah, I would
but
have to agree.
yeah, that is good. The jury are not concerned. Yasmina's bench stays. We've now got Paula from Austria, 162.5 kilograms over double body weight for a 23-year-old.
Shows she's opening with her nominated bench. Interesting.
It is, and the current record in this class is 197.5. That is still a fair chunk away from where we are currently, and that opener did not go to plan. She will have to come back and retake that.
I think this was a left shoulder positioning issue. See, a little bit of slipping and sliding out of the bench.
Yeah, from that center angle, you can see that her left shoulder isn't on the bench. She isn't centered, so she needs to really make sure she digs in, make sure she is nice and balanced on there. We have 5 lifters in this group who have not made a first bench attempt. However, all is not lost. There are 2 more attempts. We are starting with Shantae taking 87.5 kilos again, with a grind and a half. She locks it out. Was it enough for the referees? 2-1 it is. The jury are having a chat, so we will see if it stands. The yellow came from the side that you can see there. No, it came from our side, so you cannot see. Jury are happy. The lift stands. She has a bench on the board. Next up, we have Nunes from Great Britain. 90 kilograms on the bar. real battle with that shirt to get the bar to her chest. She's still going. And we have 3 white lights. A stellar effort from Team Great Britain.
For Romania for
Fantastic. It'll be
powerlifting.
interesting to see where she goes with this. We now have Alexandra from Romania taking 92.5 kilos
The bar is
again.
loaded.
Alexandra has currently gone 0 from 4. It is a rough start to the morning for our young Romanian lifter.
But if she secures this, she would provisionally be on the bench press podium.
Yeah, and we hope that she has a successful rest of the day. Battle with that bench shirt. That looked a lot tidier than her first lift. What do the refs say? 3 white lights. She gets a lift on the board. Grateful for that. Her coach and her are already on to the next one, planning the rest of their day. We've got Yu Ching Kao now from Chinese Taipei, 95 kilos on the bar. Bit of a battle there. Ooh, it'll be interesting to see what the refs say, and she has locked it out.
I think he dipped multiple times. She clipped the rack multiple times, and so that's why you see 2 blues. Those are for downwards movement, and I think the yellow might be for considering that the contact with the rack was helpful.
The contact with the rack did help her regain control of the bar. Of course, you are allowed to clip the rack as long as it isn't assisting you in any way.
Which is rarely the case, but this time it was.
Yeah, absolutely. Quite often when people clip the rack, you see them clip under the J-hooks, which prevents them from being able to lock out, which is the opposite of helpful. So it wouldn't be an infraction, but the lift would not be complete anyway. We now have Arifa from the 63 kilo class, 107.5. Her and Mijan from South Africa are going to be battling for the title in the 63 kilo class. So they'll be looking to collect kilos, build that subtotal. 3 whites, good lift.
Absolutely. Same weight, 107.5 for Mejan Behesh of South Africa.
Mijan
Or
is coming out
second
now
round. The
also
bar
for
is loaded.
107.5 kilos.
I think she's going to want to realign her levels of internal rotation in terms of hand positioning on the bar if she wants to succeed in the 3rd round, because that could create too much of a sticking point.
Perhaps. Are you the new coach for Team Ecuador?
I could be.
So with Mijan and Arifa taking the same weight, if they continue to do that for their 3rd, it will come down to body weight. Mijan is the lighter lifter of the 2, with 500 grams between the 2, which isn't much. That's the same as a block butter. 2-1. Oh dear, Mijan has got yellow lights from both side referees.
Yeah, glutes in the air, already on the way down. Not by much, but
The
clear
bar
to
is
see.
loaded.
Enough, yeah. It is unfortunate, but with that leg drive, it is tricky to keep glutes on the bench. We now have Anya from Norway, 110 kilograms on the bar. Big battle to the chest and a big battle to lockout. That was no easy feat for Team Norway. 2-1. She gets it though.
112.5 bar for Beijing, USA, or the Austin Aspen. Bar is loaded.
We now have Bailey Donovan from the US taking 112.5 kilos again. She missed this on her first. It looked messy. I'm not going to lie, it did look messy, so I hope she can tighten it up for her second attempt.
I saw some glute movement again and some head shaking. I don't know if she's. Yep.
She knew that that was the case. What do you do in this situation?
It depends. If this is a usual thing in training, you need to change something. If this is just getting accustomed to the bench pad because you're not used to this one, you might want to repeat it and try and lower the intensity of the leg drive. But if you train on this pad, I think you need to change your feet positioning. Maybe put them a little further from your glutes.
Yeah, of course, we do have the new Leico SkyPad on the platform. Super comfortable. I was having a lie down on it the other day. I wasn't benching. I was just taking up space in the warm-up room. We now have Emma Elise from Norway with 120 kilos on the bar.
Come on, push with those triceps. I think she manages to lock it out.
Oh dear.
Is that blue for downwards movement or for lack of elbow lockout?
I don't know. I would have said that she was locked out, but we will see on the replay.
I think there's a bit of down up there.
Yeah, oh, that is unfortunate, but she can come back and get that in her third attempt. She is still looking to take bench silver in the 69 kilo class. We have Clara now from Germany, 135 kilos on the bar, expecting another masterclass from the young German lifter. And it is 3 white lights. The masterclass continues.
At the moment, she's forecasted third in the weight class, and she's being pushed for that third step of the podium by Anya. However, it's 4 more attempts to go, so all to play for.
Absolutely, and these are very experienced coaching teams, so they will be keeping a very close eye on the numbers and leaving nothing out there. We now have Veronica from Ukraine looking to retake 137.5. If I remember correctly, she was a little bit lopsided on the bench when she came out for her opener, so I hope she manages to centre herself.
I see the shoulder slips backwards in the direction of the ears on the way down, and I could see that this was going to turn out wrong, but safety's adjusted to where they should be, and great reaction from the spotters. No lift, but she's safe.
Absolutely.
But you can see on the way down, like the shoulder sliding to the ears.
Do you think it has to do with the fabric of the old Ukrainian singlet? It is that really satiny, slippery fabric, which cannot make gripping onto the bench very easy at all.
I don't know for sure, but what I can tell you is that you can't go wrong with an SBD singlet.
You cannot. Alrighty, we have Yasmina now with 155 kilos. She seemed pleasantly surprised that she got the 147.5 up. So it'll be cool to see what she can do with 155. She is still the favourite in the 76s. She's looking to push out her lead from Paula, giving her a little bit more breathing room heading into deadlifts.
Great technique to the one, a good lift.
To the one, good lift.
Another yellow. I think she did receive a yellow last time around too.
Yeah, I think it was also from the same side, so whatever we see here is what that far side referee will
The
see.
bar is loaded.
I think the right glute might have gone up, but the left was still on the bench.
1 from 2, that's all that matters as long as there's no daylight under there and there is glute contact on the bench. And that is why we have 3 referees and a jury. We now have Paula retaking her 162.5 kilo opener. The biggest opener of the session. We hope that she gets it because failing her bench opener was obviously not on their plan. That looked a lot smoother.
Smoother because it goes up, but double yellows. This might have been for the glutes, and 1 blue for downwards movement.
Yeah, we can have a look here on the replay. Yeah, on the way down, there was glute lift. On the way back, she was a little bit more steady, but the glutes have to stay on the bench the entire time, which makes it a little bit nerve-wracking. We still have 3 lifters yet to make a bench attempt in this group, which is nerve-wracking to say the least, and I have absolutely no skin in this game, so I shudder to think how the teams are feeling. However, they do need to keep their cool to get a bench on the board. We're on to 3rd attempts now with Shantae, 90 kilos on the bar.
And we have 3 lifters on the verge of bombing out, Bolju, Donovan, and Nitz. As Mulder fails to succeed, happens, but regardless, she has a bench on the board.
Absolutely cannot be too mad with that. She's also got the world's longest range of motion. As I mentioned when she was squatting, she is a tall lady and she's got long arms. No question of bench depth at all. We now have Nunes from Great Britain, 92.5 kilos on the bar. Her 90 was picture perfect for an equipped bench press, so I'm expecting the same thing for 92.5. And I think the British equipped team is pretty onto it with their attempt selection and teaching their young lifters how to get the most out of their bench shirts.
Solid 3rd attempt. 3 white lights, all 3 attempts made by Nunes.
She's had a really nice day. Team Great Britain has just chipped away with those numbers, building that total. We now have Alexandra from Romania, who has had a rough day. She's got a bench on the board. She's looking to gain a couple more kilos here with the 95. And should she get it, and should Yuchin Kao can get it, and it won't make a difference because Alexandra is the lighter of the 2 lifters. So perhaps collecting a bench medal after her mishaps in squats is the goal for Team Romania here today. Bit of effort there to lock out. She gets 3 whites. She has that 95 secure. We now have Yu Chen coming out for 95 kilos again.
The bar is loaded.
But she is 600 grams heavier than our Romanian lifter. And of course you can't jump in and change 3rd bench presses. That is only for deadlifts.
A 10 kg jump is a risky move, but not an unusual one in terms of equipped bench press. How about the lights for this third one? See,
8 white
10
lights
was
and 10
doable.
water resistance.
Beautiful work there from Yujing Kao. She could have got that on her second, but she's just tidied it up a little bit. We've got Majan now with 107.5. She'll be looking to extend
The bar is
her
loaded.
position from Yujing Kao, keep that race nice and wide open for the 63 kilo class. She didn't get this based on glute lift, I believe, so hoping she sticks her butt down on the bench and then she can collect those kilos. Two to 1, a good lift. We'll have to have a look on the replay. This won't be the side that she got the light from.
The bar is loaded.
Didn't see daylight. There was definitely movement, but I didn't see daylight. We now have Arifa from Ecuador, 112.5. She is one of our ladies in the running for the 63 kilo class.
Really fights the suit on the way down. Keeps proper bar positioning. And this is how you do it.
That is indeed how you do.
3 white
Equipped
lights and
bench
50.
press, 3 white
2 bar
lights.
for
And
Team
guaranteed gold medal.
USA
Yeah,
for
spot on selection there from Team Ecuador. She looks stoked running off the platform. The 63 kilo deadlifts are going to
The
go
bar
off
is
for
loaded.
that
Come on.
title. We will be pulling for podium. We now have
Ready?
Bailey Donovan from the USA, 112.5 for her for the third time. She does need to keep her glutes on the bench. She has been pinged for that twice in a row from both side referees. And now that they know that this is an issue for Bailey, unfortunately, they are going to be looking closer. That is how it works. You see something, you think, and then you look closer the next time the lifter comes out. She does have a lot of support here in the crowd. We've got a few Team USA lifters supporting her.
That was a little shaky. Can she lock it out? Chief Ref gave the recommend a little too early, in my opinion.
That is unfortunately
And it
no
is 3 reds. There is nothing Team USA can do about that. There is no discrepancy to go to the jury. Unfortunately, that does take Bailey out of the running for
Heartbreaking.
overall.
The bar is loaded.
We have Anya now from Norway, 115 kilos on the bar. We still have 2 lifters yet to make a bench press. I could never coach equipped. I would not keep my cool. I'm having a hard enough time watching this.
Mental breakdowns after mental breakdowns. That is solid.
That is solid. That is a nice bench
20
press
white
from
lights
Team
and
Norway,
50.
115
20
kilos.
on the bar for Emma Aas of Norway, followed by podium in Haskell.
We now have Emma Elise, another
The
Norwegian
bar is
lifter,
loaded.
retaking 120. She is looking to chase Veronica from Ukraine for podium positions. So they're only a few kilos separated on nominations. Would have never imagined I'd be this excited about equipped lifting.
another solid fire lockout from Norwegian. Is it up to the standards? Yes, it is. 3 white lights.
Yep, that was right on the money from Team Norway there. We now have Veronica from Ukraine, although she is the favourite in this class. To be the favourite, you need a bench press on the board.
Yeah, we lost our favorite in the 63s. We do not want to
The
lose the
bar
favorite
is
in the
loaded.
69s.
137.5
Absolutely.
pounds
We
for the women's
are
63.
sending
Easy
Veronica
to stay in the competition.
balanced vibes, getting that
For
left
round
shoulder
5.
in line.
Oh, that is going to be up to our referee's discretion. 2-1. A good
Lose.
lift. A sigh of relief from you, Brian, and from Team Ukraine.
Yeah, absolutely. She does get a blue light from the side referee here, which again is for the downward movement, the double motion
The
of
bar
the
is
bar.
loaded.
I could see where that referee was coming from when watching the
As the
replay,
previous team
and the
was
jury has
unfortunately
overruled,
overcompensated
which
and had no
means
bid
no
vote for the win.
lift for Veronica. That has taken her out of the running for the title of the Junior 69. Again, we're losing favourites left, right, and centre. This is
This is
stressful.
equip lifting.
This is equip lifting. This is stressful. We have Clara now from Germany, 142.5 on the bar.
Okay.
I think that's looking like a 6 for 6.
So
3 white
we have a
lights.
blue
A
vote.
good lift.
116 out for Houghton, followed by Meeks.
Again, the German lifters just building those kilos with the tidiest equipped lifting I've seen so far in this championships. It's only been a day and a half,
The
so
bar is loaded.
I don't know what I'm basing that on. We now have Yasmina, 160 kilograms, still the favourite for the 76 kilo class.
Especially now that Paula has missed 2 of her bench presses. Five important kilos to try and increase the gap. Struggles with the elbows. 2-1,
That
a
is
good
a
lift, and
2-1
another
blue.
yellow. I think it's that
Women's
same glute that keeps leaving the bench.
162.5 for Paula Meeks of
Absolutely.
Austria.
Obviously, her
Meeks is
left glute
staying in the
is a little bit
competition
more solid
for the
than the right
title.
over there.
The bar is
Yeah, you can
loaded.
clearly see that the left is still on the
Obvious.
bench. I don't know how you bench like this, but she does.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, she does it. She hasn't done anything more or less than what we've asked for in equipped bench press. We now have Paula from Austria looking to retake 162.5 for the third time. We have two lifters who have bombed out on bench already.
Come on, you sound defeated. I want you
I
to send
am
some
I
positive
am
vibes now.
not defeated. I am 100% Team Austria.
She's benched this before. I know this was her nominated bench, so maybe a high opener, but surely she can do it.
2-1, she gets it. What happened on her first and second to end up where she did?
I mean, those kind of techniques are super specific. You need to be super well aligned. Everything needs to be perfect. And jury satisfied with the lift, they move on. So that is the end for bench press. I think you might want to a quick recap.
Yeah, we have here the 63s and 69s. Of course, most classes shaken up with some favourites missing out. We have Veronica not making a bench press, which opens up the 69s. Arifa and Majan are pretty close. They are neck and neck heading for that lead going into deadlifts because Alexandra did not make a squat. And the 76 kilos, Paula did get bench gold eventually, but Yasmina is still the favourite. She has a couple of kilos going into deadlifts. Bailey Donovan, unfortunately, not making a bench attempt. These are our standings so far for our subtotals. Again, losing those favourites. I don't think I would have bet money on those if I was a betting woman, which I'm not. And here we have Yasmina, the only favourite still left in the running in this class.
So keep your money, no bets, but be back in 8 minutes time for deadlifts and the end of the 63s, 69s, and 76s.
Hello and welcome back to the IPF World Sub-Junior and Junior Equipped Powerlifting Championships. This morning we have the 63, 69 and 76 kilo women, starting of course with the 63s. These are our subtotals heading into deadlifts. We've got Anastasia from Ukraine, her projected total of 515. She did have a crack at a bench record, but it was, and she did end up getting it. And in sub junior we have Pei Ying Yu looking to take out Juliet Brewer. That wasn't the original projected total, which will be interesting. We are starting now with Kobe Mallet from South Africa, 115 kilograms.
I don't know what's up with the sub-juniors, because it seems to be the bluffing age class, because everyone has dropped down their opener again.
Yeah, we noticed that in bench press as well. People were dropping openers. We had a few juniors drop openers as well. Kobe elected to do her first deadlift raw. She is not in a deadlift suit yet.
It, it could be the case for multiple lifters, because the deadlift suit is the one you benefit from the less in terms of equipment, and is maybe the hardest to master with the bench shirt. So multiple lifters are gonna go raw.
Absolutely. And now we have Roxana here from Romania, 140 kilos on the bar. She is also in the 76 kilo class. Three white lights, it is a good opener. We've got Pei Ying Yu coming out now for an opener of 152.5 kilos. Most of the rest of our sub-junior openers are there or thereabouts in terms of numbers. It's not a huge spread like we see in the juniors or for the bench press. A very easy looking opening there for Chinese Taipei. Our next lifter out is the final lifter in the sub-junior 76s, Belan Zaya from Mongolia, 155 kilos on the bar. Her and Roxana are looking to be neck and neck for projected totals at the moment. So they will be battling out. Roxana is significantly lighter though. A little bit sticky lockout, but three white lights, a good lift from Mongolia.
This tends to happen when you have a lot of friction between the forearms and the thighs. But it's also a very predictable technique, easy to gauge what you need to put on the next ticket.
We have Juliet now from the USA. A less than ideal squat session, but an ideal bench session. So she'll be looking to make up some more kilos.
She's not trailing by much, and her opener looks easier.
Yeah, it does. It does look very easy, but Pei Ying Yu is still projected a little bit ahead of her, so she's going to have to make up the kilos somewhere. Our final opener in the sub-junior women deadlifts is Anastasia, again one of the youngest and the lightest lifter on the platform today, 180 kilograms. Yeah, she didn't quite get that bench record earlier, but she did get her opener of 122.5, which is insane for an 18-year-old. And it is 3 white lights. She gets a deadlift on the board. All our ladies are on the board now. Game's open. Looking to push out the kilos as much as possible. Kobe Mallet will be coming out for her second attempt at 120.
The bar is loaded.
Again, coming out not in a deadlift suit, once again just in a classic singlet. A controlled descent and an easy second attempt there for Kobe.
You seem very precautious.
Followed by you and Vincenzo.
We now have Roxana coming out to 150 kilos.
The bar is loaded.
That was quite an effort for a second attempt, but 3 white lights. I'm not sure how many more kilos she has there.
I mean, she's not showing us much. I don't know if she's extra focused or a little disappointed, but she's very seated at the start. She deadlifts very like vertically. So yeah, I agree. There's maybe not much more on it.
Yeah, it is a shame though, because she has been chasing Belanzaya from Mongolia, so have to see what is left in the tank for our young Romanian and young Mongolian lifters. We've got Pei Ying Yu coming out now to 160 kilograms. 3 white lights, a very smooth second there for Chinese Taipei. We now have Bilan Zaya from Mongolia with 162.5 kilograms. This will put her neck and neck with Roxana. However, Bilan Zaya is significantly heavier, so it will come down to that third deadlift, and we love a pull for podium position.
1000%.
3 white lights, a good lift there for Mongolia. So they are, she has extended her lead a bit there. Now we've got Juliet Brewer, 175 kilos on the bar.
The bar is loaded.
Juliet will be looking for deadlift gold in this class. However, she is a few kilos behind Pei Ying Yu on total at the moment.
Three white lights, a good lift.
Absolutely. She is another really tall lifter. She has a long range of motion and long limbs, but again, these girls are very young. They probably have some time to fill out multiple weight classes. We've got Anastasia now, 197.5 kilograms, a decent 17.5 kilo jump on her opener. She
Decent, yeah. This will be a personal best deadlift of 2 kilos.
And where better to get personal bests than on the world stage?
Three white
Nice
lights
and
for Julie.
solid. 3 white lights, a good lift. She's happy.
She is, and she'll be looking to push her personal best out there. She's quite a way away from the world. Actually, she is not that far away from the world record. It is only 205 kilograms. Is she coming to get it?
I don't think so. It seems like a stretch. Personal best total, however, is 552. 20 kilos
The bar
away.
is loaded.
Be interesting to see. The bar is loaded now for Kobe, who is coming out for her third deadlift. Maybe Kobe hasn't quite mastered the deadlift suit yet. Maybe she just prefers to lift in a normal singlet. Nonetheless, she has had a very great day.
Three white lights for Julie.
3 white lights, a good lift. Solid way to end the
157.5
day.
bar now for Roxana here of Romania. Is an attempt to overtake Mitsetse for the title in the 76s.
Yeah, Kobe has solidified her third place in the 76s with a nice total and a really consistent day,
The
I
bar
think.
is loaded. Come on.
She, yeah, can be very happy. We've got Roxana now, not looking super pleased, but maybe she is just super locked in. It is 157.5 kilos. This is going to be an interesting battle for the title of the 76ers. And it is glued to the floor, unfortunately, which means she has ended up with a total of 427.5.
165 above her.
Balanzaya is, it's all hers. She will be coming out for
And the bar is
165
loaded.
kilograms. Her deadlifts have been looking very tidy. This is only 2.5 kilos above her second attempt. And she is coming out to take it. I was a little bit hesitant there because I couldn't see her waiting, but she is here. She's ready to go.
Come on. Lock it
That's
up.
right on the money.
That is right on the money. She slowed down. She did not stop, and she got 3 white lights, and she will be your sub-junior 76 kilo champion today. Well deserved, Mongolia. Next up, we have 167.5 kilos on the bar for Pei Ying Yu. Looking to push
The
Juliet
bar is
Brewer
loaded.
for the
158
lead
kilograms
in
over
the
Julie.
69s.
Yep, just to try and force another pull out of Juliet.
I see a couple of records loaded already for the third attempts. However, there have not been any changes so far, so we will have to see what Team USA, Team Ukraine, and Team Chinese Taipei can pull. Paying you beautiful third attempt. 3 white
Three
lights.
white lights.
We have an
160
attempt
kilos
change.
now.
I should have bet money on that.
In the 69s.
Just coming down to what they need.
100.5 kilos.
Yep.
Oh, another attempt change.
So they've dropped it down to match paying you
The
on
new
body
world
weight.
record sub-junior deadlift attempt of
But the title coming down to
160.5
the final pull
kilos
is the
for
most
USA.
exciting way to end the weight
Now
class
in the
for the sub junior
167 kilo
69s.
class.
A world record sub-junior deadlift. What could have been? But nope, we're dropping down to 182.5.
It is a
And the bar is loaded. Come on.
still a world record attempt from
This is for the record
Juliet
and for the
Brewer.
title.
Considering how her squat session went, this would be a stellar end to the day for the young American.
Let's go.
Oh, and she has just hit her knees, unfortunately not quite there today. However, she gave it a crack. That means that Pei Yingyu from Chinese Taipei is your 69 kilo champion, and Juliet will be having to settle for silver.
It was the right number. Sometimes it's just not there on the day, but they played the game how it's supposed to be played.
Absolutely, and you cannot fault Team USA for their attempt selection today. We have Anastasia from Ukraine coming out for another crack at a different world record, 205.5 kilos. She did have a go at the bench press. Alas, it was not to be today. However, finishing the day on a world record, that would be pretty good. Her deadlifts have looked pretty smooth. It is only an 8 kilo jump from her second attempt, and at this weight, 8 kilos isn't a huge percentage. Unfortunately, not today. The young Ukrainian, she is smiley, she is happy. She gave 2 world records a crack, and she's not letting it dampen her enjoyment of the sport, which is the main thing for these young lifters, I think.
And she still walks away with a personal best deadlift regardless.
Absolutely, you cannot be mad at that. That was our sub-junior 63s, 69s and 76s. We are getting ready now for the juniors in the same weight classes. After a stressful bench press session and a stressful squat session, I'm hoping everyone goes 3 from 3 on deadlifts.
And you know that's not going to happen.
I don't know that's not going to happen.
Out of 14 lifters, odds are it is not going to happen. But we'll start off with a 3 white light lift.
Well
For Chante
done,
Mulder.
Shante from South Africa. 155 for Yu Chin Kao from Chinese Taipei. We have one lifter in each class not making a total.
The bar is loaded.
$155 being a popular opener. We have 3 lifters opening at that weight. On the Yanni Donovan and Cow.
Three white lights, a good lift there, and she is out of her deadlift suit, or at least shoulders out. We now have Nunes from Great Britain, who had a really excellent bench press session, so she'll be looking to continue that momentum now.
Nice and snappy opener, 3 white lights.
Absolutely, plenty more left in the tank. We now have Bailey Donovan from Team USA. Unfortunately, Bailey could not post a bench score, but she can continue to lift, looking to gain some personal bests here, I think, in deadlifts. That would be a nice end to Bailey's day.
See, it doesn't move that well, especially considering they dropped down our opener. 3 white lights, yes, but I think it is super difficult to be as aroused as hemmed up to lift when you know you've bombed out.
The bar is loaded.
The bar is loaded now for Arifa from the 63 kilo class. She is in the money for the title, considering our Romanian lifter has not managed to post a total. So Team Ecuador will have to keep a close eye on Marjan from South Africa. Plenty more left in the tank. 3 white lights.
A good lift. 160 on the bar for Clara Haskell. The bar is loaded. Esatto, corretto.
Here is Clara from Germany. Outstanding squats, outstanding bench press from the young German. Expecting nothing less in the deadlifts as well. Snappy, controlled.
7 for 7 so far.
We will now have Alexandra from Romania, 165 kilos on the bar. Alexandra has unfortunately slipped out of the placings due to her squat depth, so she's looking to regain some, I don't know, some decorum, some enthusiasm for the sport in deadlift. Understandably, she's not looking super enthusiastic about the day. It's a lot to take in.
She might have an opportunity for deadlift gold.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's something to look forward to.
That is absolutely. She can have a crack at that, and I think that will be on Team Romania's cards. We now have Marjan, 167.5. Her and Arifa and Yuchen aren't split by too much. Yuchen's a couple more kilos behind.
Three white lights, a good lift. Interestingly, wearing wrist wraps during deadlifts. Not something you see often.
No, and normally that is something you'd see during a masters event rather than a junior event. I've heard from people who do deadlift with wrist wraps that it helps their grip strength.
Yeah, because when you compress your tendons, it makes for like some sort of mechanical grip. It's not you that control the grip, it's your grip that's pretty automatic. However, it's also some sort of loss of control. It's a variable you do not control. So I would probably advise against it.
Our Ukrainian lifter Veronica just hitting 170 kilograms pretty smoothly, 3 white lights. Unfortunately, she did not manage to make a bench press attempt either. We've now got Anya from Norway, 177.5 kilos. And a pretty solid opener there from the Norwegian lifter. 3 white lights.
177.5 on the bar for Paula Dietz, followed by Hartmann and Holmes. The bar is loaded.
Paula Nitz now from Austria with 177.5. She had a rough time with bench, but managed to pull it in her third attempt. currently projected second in this class. Beautiful controlled deadlift.
Absolutely.
3 white lights, Rudy.
Way tidier than her bench press opener for sure.
Absolutely.
Followed by Olsen Mayer.
But she's gonna need that if she wants to retain second overall and maybe push for first.
Absolutely. She would need to push Yasmina out of the way. Yasmina coming out now for 187.5
The
kilos.
bar is
Still
loaded.
the favorite in this class, but her lead is not as big as I think she was expecting, and her day has probably not exactly followed her plan as well. I love the flag on her t-shirt. I like that it's a barbell. T-shirt? No, her deadlift suit. She manages to lock it out. She has 3 white lights. We have one lifter left to open her deadlift. 195 kilos from Emma Elise from Norway. Looking to extend an already phenomenal lead in the junior 69 kilo class.
The bar is loaded.
Lots of greens so far with these deadlifts.
Really in a class of her own in terms of deadlift in the weight class. And even as a whole now that Bolju is out of the race.
And 3 white lights, that pretty much locks her in to first place for the 69 kilo class, sitting at a total of 522.5 kilograms, which
She's
is
looking at a 100 kg lead in the weight class. Of course, it would have been very different had Veronica scored
The bar is
a bench.
loaded.
But still, as of right now, if you look at the standings, that's a well separate podium.
yeah, absolutely. Something drastic would need to happen for Nunes to close that gap. We have Shantae now, South Africa, with 130 kilograms on the bar, making light work of it as well.
3 white lights,
3
Rudy.
whites, a good lift.
500 as Wu Cheng Kao of Chinese Taipei, followed by Chen and Donovan. The bar is loaded.
The bar loaded now for Yu Ching Kao, Chinese Taipei, 165 kilos. She has pretty much secured herself in third place in the 63 kilo class. 3 white lights, a
3
good
white
lift.
lights,
Of
Rudy.
course, with
160 on the
our
bar.
favourites getting knocked out
Chen
earlier in the
Wu, followed by
competition,
Donovan and
people
Kazakhstan.
who thought they might not be on podium may have a chance, which is very exciting. Next up we have Nunes from Great Britain,
The bar
165
is
kilos.
loaded.
And once again, she
3 white
seems to
lights,
be
Rudy.
quicker on second
165 is
attempts
Bailey
than
Dong of
first.
USA forward by
Yeah,
Kazakhstan.
I'll be interested
The
to
bar
see
is
what
loaded.
Team GB put in for her third and how it moves. I have high expectations based on what we have seen so far today.
There's a chance that she repeats that same jump.
We now have Bailey from the USA with 165 kilos.
Just not having the day she was
This is
expecting.
Ultimate 15
And it
Women's Group.
happens. That's
170 on the bar.
lessons for the future. Maybe slightly injured.
Followed by
Maybe
Basha and
nutrition was not
Hoskin.
the best because of the trip. Maybe she peaked too early, but
Yeah,
lessons to be learned.
absolutely. And the thing is you cannot base your time here on stuff that you do at home, because travel plays a huge factor. It messes with your sleep, it messes
The
with
bar is
your water
loaded.
retention, it messes with your nutrition. So many things to manage, and those experienced lifters obviously have a little bit more of a grasp on what to do, but these young lifters, everything is a learning curve. We now have Alexandra with a 170 kilograms. I think she will be looking for a deadlift medal here in the junior 63s.
Three white lights,
Three
a good
white
lift.
lights, a good lift. 162.5 on the bar for Arifa Hafsa of Ecuador, followed by Pascal and Joel. The bar is loaded.
The bar is loaded now for Arifa, 172.5 kilograms on the bar. One of our lifters in contention for that top spot in the junior 63 kilo class.
Not bad at all for a jump of 12.5.
Three
Three
white lights,
white
a good
lights.
lift. Same
I
weight,
think that if she wants
162.5
to,
on the
she
bar
can
for
ride it up
Farah
to
Haskell of
180,
Germany,
but
followed
it's
by
more of a
Edith
question
of
of
Brazil.
what she'll need to be in the position she wishes to be in.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with Majan still to do her second attempt of 180. We are now looking for a towel. I believe we have some blood on the bar, which it happens in deadlifts. We do need to sanitize the bar though, because that is not fun. So we will take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Eleiko and SBD, of
The bar
course,
is
with the
loaded.
best lifting gear in the business, and kidding us out today, Alex, as well.
Absolutely. Strength, belief, determination, and quality equipment.
All the main things. We now have Clara, our German lifter, 172.5 kilos, 12.5 kilo increase from her opener, which I do not believe is out of the question for this immaculate lifter.
That's 8 for 8.
Three white
Three white
lights, a
lights.
good lift.
She's
180 on
yet
the
to
bar for
struggle in the
Arifa
deadlift
Hafsa of
events.
South Africa,
Plenty
followed by
more on
Rocky.
that deadlift. I'd say minimum 7.5.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. She has such a refined and controlled technique in all three lifts. They've all looked identical. It's really nice to watch.
The bar is loaded.
We now have Majan from South Africa, one of our contenders for the top of the 63 kilo class. It's quite exciting for those positions to open up for lifters who thought they may not be in the running. Majan, of course, competing on home soil, so this makes it extra special.
And three
Three
white
white
lights. A
lights, a
good
good
lift.
lift. Same weight,
So Mjan de
182 on
Vet is
Ecuador,
in the
followed by
lead in the
Pascal and Joel.
63s with Arifa Hapta very much in the hunt. It's going to come down to the final deadlift, who hits and who misses.
The bar is loaded.
Yeah, who hits, who misses, and who has the experienced coaching team to make the right calls at the right time. We now have Veronica from Ukraine looking to take 180 kilograms here.
And you might question that deadlift suit positioning, but it is to push the shoulders to be as down as possible for longer arms to make for, I'd say, a better leverage on the bar. To reduce the range of motion, everything is to be optimized with the equipment. That's the name of the game on the equipped side of powerlifting.
Absolutely. You did explain that to
Three
me earlier,
white
because I
lights,
was
a
like,
good lift.
hey, her
185
deadlift
for
suit
Paula
isn't up.
Haskell.
seems to work, extending her arms, because long arms equals big deadlift. We have Paula Nitz coming out now from Austria with 185 kilos on the bar. Austria and Germany are looking to battle it out for second place here in the 76 kilo class. A very solid second attempt there from Team Austria. 3 white lights, a good lift. We now have Anya from Norway, 187.5 kilograms.
The bar is loaded.
Conventional pulls can get scrappy and grindy. I'd say there's more in the tank, but that's 3 white lights, a good lift.
Yeah, she's one of the few conventional pullers in this session. I think most of the ladies here today are pulling sumo, which is the wider stance. Does it affect how the deadlift suit works?
1000%. This is why we've seen a resurgence of conventional pullers on the classic side of powerlifting in the women's side. But on the equipped side, it is much easier to use the suit pulling sumo.
Learn something new every day, and I have learned a lot today about equipped lifting. We now have Yasmina, 195 kilos.
Grindy at the top, but a proper lockout for Yasmina. 3 white lights with 587.5. It's safe to say that she's going to be the 76 world champion. But considering that she is pulling conventional, we have something to say about her suit. She's not using that same strategy to pull her shoulders down, because if the suit is too tight, you struggle to reach the bar pulling conventional. So you want some space to kind of crunch up into your suit for it to maintain you into position, but still being able to reach the bar. So you adapt your suit, you knot it, you retake it, measure it differently for each and every technique. And if you grow a weight class, you need to change equipment 100%.
That sounds like an expensive sport if you're getting things tailored and made for each change in stance.
That's why most of them do it like homemade. It's DIY.
Absolutely. Make sure you've got a really strong needle on your sewing machine.
Exactly.
We have Emma Elise now coming out for a world junior deadlift record, 208.5 kilos for the young Norwegian.
But the record is hers. She's just breaking it by 0.5. It's been established in Pilsen, Czechia this year at the Europeans. Wow, fantastic. What a way to break a world record. 2-1, a good lift. I'd say that blue from the front is for supporting on the thighs, which I can kind of understand from the front, but we have more of a side angle from where we're sitting at, and I don't see any knee flexion, no supporting against the thighs. It's a proper lift.
Yeah, she wasn't flexing her knees. Her knees were, of course, shaking, but I think if you're deadlifting 208.5 and your knees don't shake, there is possibly something wrong with you. We are looking really good going into our third round of deadlifts here. We have Shantae from South Africa looking to close her day with a 140 kilo deadlift. Unfortunately, not quite there today, but that is what third deadlifts are for.
We want to see lifters going to try and find their limits. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but I'd rather see that than too easy of a third.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be a shame to not reach your full potential out there on the platform.
Except if you're pulling for a specific number, that's
The
the
bar
position
is
you're going
loaded.
for, then I can understand. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's the world stage. Empty the tank.
Yeah, this is Bailey from the USA with 165 kilos. She is retaking this from her second.
Come
This was one
on.
to try and end on a high note. Not happening,
And
unfortunately.
unfortunately,
But
there is
Bailey, if you're watching this, do
102.5
not be
now.
desperate. This happens.
For
This is
Romania,
lessons to be learned,
Rafael
experience
and
to move
Borja.
forward. And we're looking forward to seeing you in the future.
Absolutely. And Bailey is a
The bar is
really,
loaded. Let's
really
go.
young junior. So she has plenty of years left to build that experience, build those totals, master the international travel, and hopefully see her again here. We now have Alexandra from Romania. Only a 2.5 kilo jump up from her second attempt.
This one is just to try and secure deadlift bronze. No, it's not happening. So she's still in provisional
That
bronze,
is
but to be
unfortunately
overtaken by Yu
low.
Chen Kao.
Same weight, 172.5 on the bar for Yu
Of
Shenkao.
course, a
Chinese
very
taipei
tough
for
day after bombing out in the
Chinese
squat. I'm pretty
partner.
sure this would have unfolded very differently had she scored a squat.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard, and we can say all we like. You can come back and get it next time from the commentary box. But these young ladies have put their absolute heart and soul into their training, so the disappointment is understandable. We're getting ready now for Yu Chen Kao from Chinese Taipei, looking to take 172.5. If she gets this, it
The bar
will
is
knock
loaded.
Alexandra out of that deadlift bronze position.
Issues at the start. I think she might have pushed the
That
bar
is
forward, the bar
unfortunately
rode. She
low.
was too seated behind the
172.5.
bar.
Adriana needs
Very
some weight
difficult
lifting.
to
The bar
make that
is
bar move off the
loaded.
ground when you're in that kind of position.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like it had been glued to the floor, but that does mean that our Romanian friend Alexandra will be walking away with deadlift bronze, which means all is not lost. We have Nunes now from Great Britain, 172.5 kilos, looking to see whether she continues the trend of making her thirds look the best out of all of her lifts.
Come on. That is
Technical
unfortunately
mishaps
low lift for
happen.
Borja.
No lift.
They do, but she has nothing to be sad about. She's had a stellar day. She looks pretty happy when she walks off to talk to her coach. Little bit of a bobble on the way up, and unfortunately that would be a blue light from the referees. We now have Arifa coming out for 180 kilograms.
The bar is loaded for title challenge for Arifa Abda of Ecuador, 180 kilos to overtake her in the race for the 650 kilo title. Oh,
A slow deadlift, but she
Wow.
manages to stand up with it.
that is three
That's
white
three
lights
white
and
lights,
Julie.
and once again, talk about
Julie
finding the
taking
right
title
number on the day. Maybe not what she was
Challenges,
expecting,
tournaments,
but
changes, and
Perfect attempt selection.
Yeah, not another kilo left on the tank for our Ecuador lifter. We have had an attempt change. Clara from Germany has changed to 182.5 kilograms. Arifa's deadlift, our first third deadlift on the board in this flight. We have another attempt change. Majan from the 63 kilo class is electing to take 182, and Clara has dropped hers to 180. My goodness me, it must be chaos over at the computer table with the attempt selections.
$184, right? Can she lock it out? Proper once again. 3 white lights, 9 for 9 day, 565. Third position for Clara Espel from Germany.
Yeah, fantastic lifting, and as I said, she's masterclass in technique. She has really solid setups, and all three of her lifts in all three disciplines look almost identical.
The bar is loaded.
We now have Majan coming out for 182.5 kilograms. Should she get this, this will put her in the lead for the 63 kilo class. On body weight, it will be the same total as Arifa, but Majan is a smidgen lighter.
How easy is that for her, Brian?
How easy, and she is the champion. Just like that, she could have pushed that deadlift out so much more, but she didn't lift any more than she needed to. I think Team South Africa knows how to play the game. We have a handful of deadlifts left. Veronica from Ukraine coming out with 187.5.
The bar is loaded.
This one is stuck to the shins. No liftable, Joe.
190 on the bar for Paula Nils of Austria for Lars Franske and Havnen.
We have 4 more deadlifts to go.
The
One from
bar is
Austria and 3
loaded.
Norwegians.
It's a very European deadlift session. Paula coming out for 190.
Auf geht's, Paula.
Solid third. 3 white lights. That's 575.
195 for Anja
Well
Skanske of
safe into
Norway.
second position.
Agnes goes back
While she was forecasted, she
silver,
stands her ground.
followed by Havnen and Gross.
And now all three of our remaining deadlifts are from Team Norway. This is Anya with 195 kilos. She is in the 76 kilo class,
The bar is loaded.
and she will be looking to take
Come in.
provisional deadlift gold, waiting for her teammate Yasmina to come out for her third.
Friendly fire for a provisional goal on body weight for Manya. I should have had some more baby power on the thighs. I can see the marks of the previous attempt. I'm pretty sure this is what costed her the lift. It was so close.
Yeah, she waves it off. She's happy. She gave it a crack. Team Norway will be dominating this class nonetheless. Yasmina is our next lifter.
The bar is loaded.
202.5 kilograms for Yasmina, looking to push out her lead, which is already sitting almost at 20 kilos ahead of Paula Nitz from Austria.
Very speedy off the floor. Of course, sticky against the thighs, but a very solid third. 3 white lights with 202.5. I think she might have had 2.5, maybe 5 more.
Yeah, good lifting from Yasmina, and she will end up being our junior 76 kilo champion with a total of 595 kilos. We have one deadlift remaining. It is Emma Elise from Norway, looking to extend her own record, and what a unique and delightful position to be in.
And the bar is loaded for a new World Junior Deadlift record, Halima Oskolian.
Originally, they had put in 210.5. Felt like it wasn't enough. They're going for 212.5 for the World Junior Deadlift record. 208 was not easy by any means. Adding 4 is going to be difficult. Yeah, I thought 210.5 was the call, but they disagreed. She still walks away with the record that was hers, but broke it by 0.5. History has been made.
Exactly. Phenomenal lifting from our young ladies here this morning. We have had some battles, we've had some unexpected results, we have had some tears. This is looking at our junior results so far. So in the junior 63 kilo class with the deadlift, Mijan 182.5, Arifa with 180, Alexandra with 170, redeeming herself to be on the podium. In the junior 76s, we've got Yasmina with her 202.5, Paula with 190, and the other Norwegian lifter Anya with 187.5. These are our overall standings. You can see down the bottom, Alexandra and Veronica not making totals. Majan beating out Arifa with 495 on body weight, which is always a fun battle to have come third deadlifts. We've got our Norwegian lifter Emma Elise with a 536 kilo total, 104 kilos ahead of the next lifter. And junior 76s, as predicted, Yasmina taking it out with 595, followed by Paula, then Clara. We will be back this afternoon. We will be back for medals shortly. Please stick around to see these ladies get their flowers, metaphorically and literally. The champions are being awarded beautiful beaded proteas from the South African Powerlifting Federation. We'll see you later, Alex.
Yeah, we'll be back at 2 for the next flight. Men's from 74s to 93s. You'll be back on stream for that. I'll be the speaker in the room. Time to get some rest and get your popcorn ready. We'll be back at 2 local time for the men's.
Tunga. Starting with the sub-junior 63 kilo category with 212.5 kilos, the squad gold medal goes to Anastasia Olentiev of Ukraine. Bench press gold with 122.5 kilos goes to Anastasia Olentiev, Ukraine. Deadlift gold with 197.5 kilos goes to Anastasia Olentiev of Ukraine. And the sub-junior 63 kilo world champion with 532.5 kilos in total is Anastasia Olentiev of Ukraine. Please stand if you are able to for the Ukrainian national anthem. Congratulations. Moving on to the sub-junior 69 kilo category in the squad event, silver medal with 167.5 kilos goes to Juliette Brewer, USA. And squad gold medal with 190 kilos goes to Pei Ying Yu, Chinese Taipei. Congratulations, thank you. In bench press, silver medal with 97.5 kilos goes to Pei Ying Yu, Chinese Taipei. And bench gold with 105 kilos goes to Juliette Brewer, USA. Thank you, congratulations. Deadlift silver with 167.5 kilos goes to Pei Ying Yu, Chinese Taipei. And deadlift gold with 175 kilos goes to Juliette Brewer, USA. Now for the total rankings. Silver medal and the title of the vice champion with 447.5 kilos in total goes to Juliette Brewer, USA. Sub-Junior 69 champion with 4:55 is Pei Yingyu of Chinese Taipei. Everybody please stand up if you're able to for the national anthem of Chinese Taipei. Congratulations once again, moving now to the 76 kilo sub-junior category. In the squat event, bronze medal with 140 kilos goes to Kobe Mallet, South Africa. Silver medal with 180 kilos goes to Oksana Diaz of Romania. And squat gold with 190 kilos goes to Bilkunsaya Mutsetsek of Mongolia. Congratulations, thank you. In the bench press event, the bronze medal with 82.5 kilos goes to Kobe Mallet, South Africa. Silver medal with 82.5 kilos goes to Bilkunsaya Mutsetsek, Mongolia. And bench press gold with 97.5 kilos goes to Oksana Diaz, Romania. Congratulations, thank you. In the deadlift event, bronze medal with 127.5 kilos goes to Kobe Mallet, South Africa. Deadlift silver with 150 kilos goes to Oksana Diaz, Romania. And deadlift gold with 165 kilos goes to Bilkunsaya Mutsetsek, Mongolia. Now for the total rankings, with 350 kilos in total, bronze medal goes to Kobe Mallet, South Africa. With 427.5 kilos, the silver medal and the title of the vice champion goes to Oksana Diaz, Romania. And with 437.5 kilos in total, your 76 kilo sub-junior world champion is Bilkunsaya Mutsetsek, Mongolia. Please stand if you're able to for the Mongolian national anthem. Congratulations once again to all of the sub-juniors. One last round of applause and then we'll move on with the junior categories. Everybody please welcome the 63, 69 and 76 kilo juniors. Start with the 63 kilo category in the squat event. Bronze medal with 202.5 kilos goes to Arifa Hafta, Ecuador. Silver medal with 205 kilos goes to Mejon de Wet, South Africa. And squat gold with 207.5 kilos goes to Yu Cheng Kao, Chinese Taipei. Thank you, ladies. Congratulations. In the bench press event, bronze medal with 95 kilos goes to Alexandra Kazaku, Romania. Silver medal with 107.5 kilos goes to Mejon de Wet, South Africa. And bench press gold with 112.5 kilos goes to Arifa Hafta, Ecuador. Thank you, congratulations. Now for the deadlift event. With 170 kilos, the bronze medal goes to Alexandra Kazaku, Romania. Silver medal with 180 kilos goes to Arifa Hafta, Ecuador. And deadlift gold with 182.5 kilos goes to Mejon de Wet, South Africa. Congratulations. Now the total rankings. In third place with 467.5 kilos is Yu Cheng Kao, Chinese Taipei. After a close battle, the silver medal and the title of the vice champion with 495 kilos goes to Arifa Hafta, Ecuador. securing the 63 kilo junior world title on her home soil with 495 kilos. Your champion is Mejon Dewe, South Africa. Everybody please stand if you're able to for the national anthem of South Africa. Please stand on top of the podium for the photo op, please. Congratulations once again, thank you. Moving on to the 69 kilo junior category in the squat event with 175 kilos. The bronze medal goes to Nunes Andriani, Orla, Great Britain. Silver medal with 207.5 kilos goes to Emma Aas, Norway. And squat gold with 222.5 kilos goes to Veronika Bordiu, Ukraine. Congratulations, thank you. The bench press event, bronze medal with 87.5 kilos goes to Shante Mulder, South Africa. Silver medal with 92.5 kilos goes to Nunes Andriani, Great Britain. And bench press gold with 120 kilos goes to Emma Aas, Norway. Congratulations. On the deadlift event with 165 kilos, bronze medal goes to Nunes Andriani, Great Britain. Deadlift silver with 180 kilos goes to Veronika Bordiu, Ukraine. And deadlift gold with a new junior world record of 208.5 goes to Emma Aas, Norway. Congratulations, thank you. In the total standings in the junior 69 kilo category with 357.5 kilos, bronze medal goes to Shante Mulder, South Africa. Silver medal with 432.5 kilos goes to Nunes Andriani, Great Britain. With 536 kilos in total, your junior 69 kilo world champion is Emma Aas, Norway. Everybody please stand up if you're able to for the Norwegian national anthem. Congratulations once again. Please stay on the podium for the photo op. Moving on to the 76 kilo junior category in the squat event. With 232.5 kilos, bronze medal goes to Jasmina Havnen, Norway. Silver medal with 240 kilos goes to Onja Skanske, Norway. And squat gold with 242.5 kilos goes to Clara Haspel, Germany. Thank you, congratulations. Now for the bench press event. Bronze medal with 142.5 kilos goes to Clara Haspel, Germany. Silver medal with 160 kilos goes to Jasmina Havnen, Norway. And bench press gold with 162.5 kilos goes to Paula Nietz, Austria. Congratulations, thank you. And for the deadlift event. Bronze medal with 187.5 kilos goes to Onja Skanske, Norway. Deadlift silver with 190 kilos goes to Paula Nietz, Austria. And deadlift gold with 202.5 kilos goes to Jasmina Havnen, Norway. Congratulations once again, and now for the total rankings. Bronze medal with 565 kilos in total goes to Clara Haspel of Germany. Silver medal and the title of vice champion with 575 kilos in total goes to Paula Nietz, Austria. Your junior 76 kilo world champion with 595 kilos in total is Jasmina Havnen, Norway. Now please stand if you're able to for the Norwegian national anthem. Stay on the pole.